his playing days. He's been here now 11 years, and he is a Bulldog through and through. And now, how about the ball fake? And in for the touchdown, Nolan Aurelio. Oh, the young quarterback with some moxie. And the Bulldogs add to their total. Good job on the option. He chose the option of keeping the football, spinning his way in for the touchdown. And they will go for two. Townsend the setback. They haven't asked Aurelio to throw much. He's attempted one pass. The option flipped to Townsend, and he flipped it out of bounds. So no two-point conversion for the Bulldogs. It is 46-7. And John, you know, I want to say that Bunnell runs such a great offense, and here tonight they put on a great show. The facilities, they've been great for us, accommodating for everything we've wanted. And Dave Johnson is the athletic director here at Bunnell High School. He was recently, over the summer, awarded the National Athletic Director, High School Athletic Director of the Year Award by the Athletic Directors Association of America. And he was the best high school athletic director in the country. And Craig Bruno says couldn't put this program together without him.
Well, I'm sure he had big part to do with this beautiful field here. Great lights, great turf field for them, which just helps the football program and the kind of offense they run. But, you know, to think about that, Mark, how many high schools, not only just in this state of Connecticut, but in the entire United States, and to be the best of the best after 30-plus years on the job, quite a statement about Dave Johnson.
Yeah, we talk about Craig Bruno being a Bunnell Bulldog. Dave Johnson certainly Bunnell through and through, and, you know, it's been doing that off and on all night. But the teams have adjusted, especially Bunnell hasn't let the wet weather affect its play. That squib kick again, and that's what they do every time. Recovered by the Green Wave at the 37-yard line.
The ball has found Tyler Clark all night long, hasn't it?
It has, and he took one back about 67 yards or so for the touchdown. And now some reserves into the game for New Milford, including a new quarterback, Nick Kimball, the sophomore. And the handoff is to A.J. McDonald. And again, we are starting to see the future of both teams in the present tonight.
Good push on that second string of the Bunnell line. Let the linebacker get in there and make a nice play on that.
46-7, Bunnell in control of this one, and now we'll see some of the reserves and see what the future looks like. They get it out to Andrew Pivots, swinging it out to the receiver, kind of one of those long handoff type of passes. He picks up about 4 yards across the 40. A lot of sophomores for both squads on the field. Again, they swing it out, and once your knee touches, and that was Matt Sheehy, I believe. Actually, they try to get out to Brett Wetmore. On third down, and they will have to punt it away. Scott Ertz to do the kicking. And New Milford calls timeout. Not sure they had everybody. We'll take a quick break. 46-7 our score in the high school football game of the week. You're watching the high school football game of the week on MyTV9. Today's broadcast is brought to you by North Haven Auto Body, Center for Orthopedics, and Power Home Remodeling Group.
The Yankees play the Rays Tuesday at 7 only on MyTV9. New York heads to Tampa Bay. Which team will take the lead in the final series of the season? Tune in to find out Tuesday at 7, only on MyTV9. The high school football game of the week is back. Catch all the action as your favorite local teams battle it out every Saturday at 7 on MyTV9. For a full list of games, go to WTNH.com right now. Brought to you by North Haven Auto Body, your best decision after a collision. The Center for Orthopedics, excellence in orthopedic care. And Power Home Remodeling Group. Imagine the possibilities.
Everyone has a boss. Hers is just more confident.
There are no bad ideas in brainstorming. I'm sure I'll come up with something at the 11th hour. I always do. Because I'm just that good.
This fall, get more of Jack. 5 nights a week, 30 Rock.
Weeknights at 7 on MyTV9.
Drafty windows? Don't cry over spilled milk. If your windows need replacing, now's the time. Take $50 off per window this season. What are you waiting for?
Power Home Remodeling Group, 888 Remodel.
I've spent the last 20 years as a reporter traveling all around the world. I don't have all the answers, but I do have the questions. And together, we can learn more, we can laugh more, we can get more out of life every day.
Weeknights at 5 on MyTV9.
Bunnell on top of New Milford here in the fourth quarter at Bunnell High School. We have withstood the steady rain for most of this football game, 46-7. The Bulldogs are on top. New Milford about to give it back to Bunnell. On the punt, Eretz. The ball goes out of bounds at about the 29, make it the 30 of Bunnell. And I think we're going to see, John, we're going to see him, the big freshman that I was talking about. Ronnie Rosamondo.
Well, Mark, how excited are you? If you're a guy on either side of the ball, I mean, you know, New Milford obviously is not going to come back and win this game, but do you have an opportunity, if you're a young guy, a JV guy, getting out there to get a full quarter of action in here and show the coaches what you have? You never know what could happen week to week. You know, it's all about competition, and coaches are trying to build depth on on both teams. And here's these guys have varsity experience to walk into school next week and talk about. They got to play in the big game on Friday night
on TV. TV to boot. And there he is. And, well, typical freshman. Got to tuck the towel in. Got to be ready. A raw product can throw the football, but still learning the game. Give it off to Townsend. Justin Townsend doing a good job getting a few yards out close to the 35, out to about the 33. So Bunnell trying to finish off the last 9 or so minutes of this football game to improve to 2-0 in the Southwest Conference. The Bulldogs do not play Massac this year in the regular season. Might be a conference final game, but a fumble on the exchange, and looks like New Milford recovered the football. Zach Samayo makes the recovery, and the Bulldogs have given it back, and New Milford with a great opportunity to get a few more points on the scoreboard.
Well, that's to be expected when you put the young guys in there. They're going to make their mistakes, but that's what they're in there for, to make their mistakes now in a game that is one-sided.
New Milford with the football, 1st and 10 at the 34 of Bunnell. Nick Kimball fires one out. It's caught by Pivets. Andrew Pivets is knocked out of bounds at about the 26.
You mentioned Massac, Mark, and that's the team everyone in this conference and a lot of teams in the state are gunning for. And Craig Bruno, feels confident if they do meet somewhere in the state finals that they'd have the ability to stay with John Murphy's club and, of course, Casey Cochran, the quarterback who gets so much attention.
Oh, Kimball's pass deep and deflected away. A very nice play by that defensive back for the Bunnell Bulldogs. So they try to go deep with the young sophomore, Nick Kimball. It'll be third down, a couple of yards to go for New Milford. Green Wave trailing it 46-7. And a little trap play to pick up the first down. E.J. McDonald, but a flag.
Laundry.
Five-yard face mask. Defense.
And the preliminary call, the face mask against the Bulldogs. So they got the first down, and now they'll add to it. 15. Oh, no, they'll give it a 5-yarder.
Steve Suma getting a lot of face time tonight.
A lot more than me. And now they'll run McDonald with a little wildcat. It's a big kid, this McDonald. They flip it. This is Clark. Tyler Clark has the touchdown on the kickoff return. And little semi-reverse, tries to get it to the 10. Milford showing a little bit of life here with the reserves in. They're playing hard. They're playing for some playing time in the future as well. McDonald, he'll keep it. A.J. McDonald inside the 10, down to about the 8, still about a yard short, I believe. You can see the rain coming down pretty heavy now in the screen. And they'll mark it at the 9, third down and 2. McDonald by himself with that motion. Clark, but it's McDonald again, and he won't get there. And a good job of slicing inside. Najee Abraham, another sophomore, make the stop.
His motor's been at full speed since he got in the game. Earlier in the, when he got in late in the third quarter mark, he made a play from sideline to sideline. He came chasing down the defender. And for a big kid, he can really move.
So fourth down now, New Milford will go for it. They put Kimball back in. Receiver open in the end zone and a touchdown. Ryan Grenier ran a little slant and caught it in the end zone for the touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown toss from Kimball to Ryan Grenier, the first offensive score of the game for New Milford.
Nice hands by Grenier, too, in traffic. Just a sophomore, goes 5'9", 158. Comes down with it, and that's definitely a highlight he'll be talking about for the rest of the year.
And on the 2-point attempt, over the middle, and it's knocked away. It's 46-13. Let's look at the touchdown toss again, John.
It's a little route right over the middle into some coverage. A lot of blue shirts around him, too, so you got a lot of concentration for a young guy, and maybe we'll come down with a touchdown and make this a 46-13 ball game.
And we'll take a break with 5:51 to go. It's the high school football game of the week on MyTV9 at WTNH.com.
Two sofas, regardless of size, only $7.98 for both pieces.
Skirted and non-skirted, in tan or chocolate.
My Bob's is different. Choose any size sofa with chair and storage ottoman. All 3 pieces, only $7.98.
When you watch Judge Judy, the cases get you thinking.
You think this is going to be easy? This is not going to be easy.
The topics get you talking.
You better stop harassing each other. You have a child.
Judge Judy.
Weeknights at 6 on MyTV9.
This fall on Millionaire, more stars, more ways to win. The excitement doesn't stop on Millionaire.
Weekdays at 4.
These singles are hot.
Hey ladies, it's your man.
And they know it. But what they don't know is this dating competition has a twist.
You will have the chance to excuse one of the girls.
First, they got to get through the door.
You have the face of a serial killer, but the body of a dolphin.
Excused. This fall.
Weeknights at 11:05 on MyTV9.
You're watching the high school football game of the week on MyTV9. Today's broadcast is brought to you by North Haven Auto Body, Center for Orthopedics,
and Power Home Remodeling Group.
You buy generic food and medicine to save money, so why not furniture?
That's a good question.
Sofa, love seat, 3 tables and 2 lamps, everything, only $7.99.
Everything but the expensive brand name label.
Hi, this is Brittany, the MyTV9 star. Connecticut is a small state, but it sure has a lot of character.
Follow my Star Tour as I dive into the action and appear at events that strengthen our communities around the state.
100 years of service for the Canaan Fire Department. Oh, sweet home. Brittany Decker, I'll be your MC for the afternoon. Hello from Stamford, Connecticut, Kent Falls, in Mystic, Connecticut, in Goshen, beautiful state capital.
If you would like to book me for your event, go to mytv9star.com.
The Power Players of the Game is brought to you by Power Home Remodeling Group.
We are back at Bunnell High School with a little less than 6 minutes to go in our high school football game of the week, and Bunnell in control, 46-13 as the Green Wave gets set to kick it off. And they squib it again. Bunnell's got it, and this is Townsend to the outside into New Milford territory, but a flag back at about the 38-yard line of the Bulldogs, probably going to bring it back.
Block it back on a return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So the illegal block penalty will bring it back. Justin Townsend with a nice return of the kick. He's a pretty impressive sophomore, John.
Yeah, he is. Shows great speed, too, and you see it. And we came to a varsity game, Mark, and a JV game has broken out here in the last quarter and or so, last 15 minutes of this game.
And what you're seeing is the depth, really, and the progress, the depth of Bunnell and the progress I think that New Milford has made, and they have a bright future with some of their young players, as well as the depth and the talent that we're seeing for the Bunnell Bulldogs, for their younger guys. And you see coach and quarterback Bruno and Castellat enjoying the final minutes of this football game on the sidelines, both relieved that victory is at hand. And now, especially for Craig Bruno, he can enjoy the weekend. It's his oldest daughter, Marissa's 13th birthday on Sunday. So we want to wish her a happy birthday, and not to leave out his other fabulous daughter, Christina, who is 9 years old and probably both, I'm sure, very proud of Papa and the football team tonight.
I'm sure, and he's very proud of them as well. He was speaking highly of them before the game, and definitely will make Marissa's 13th birthday a little sweeter for Marissa and her dad and Christina, the whole family.
Second down and 11, the loss of a couple. 2. They'll give it to Townsend. Tries to get to the outside, tripped up. The pursuit, pretty good for the Green Wave. Andrew pivots, making the stop after a pickup of a few. So the wet weather hampered both teams to the first 2 or 3 series each, and then Bunnell took over.
They did, Mark. And you know, one thing they showed tonight, that they can run offense through the air. They can run it on the ground. You know, a lot of people, if you don't get a chance to see them, and many people don't, they just see the numbers offensively through the air. But this is a proven team that, you know what, if they have to go to the ground, they have to chew up some clock, they have the guys that can do it with.
Balance, and the quarterback option keeper by Nolan Aurelia. Picks up a few more and brings it across the 35 to the 38. 4th and 1 now. We've gone under 4 minutes in this one.
You spoke to Craig Bruno earlier in the week, Mark, and I spoke to him before the game tonight. When you hear him talk, you could sense how much this program means to him and how it's become such a family-type atmosphere around here for him. And hey, they've won championships, 06, 07, back-to-back state titles, and looks like they have the firepower to definitely be a contender again this year.
They certainly are a challenger. He is a PE teacher in Bridgeport, and I know he's had other opportunities, but as we've talked about, he's a Bulldog. He grew up and he played at Bunnell. He grew up in Stratford, And he says this is his place. He just absolutely loves it here. And you see the support that he gets and the talent that, you know, is born or moved into the neighborhood, so to speak. I mean, that he cultivates, certainly.
Well, we saw Vasquez and Chisholm tonight, two talented wide receivers on his team this year, but just a few years back, they had a talented guy in Marcus Easley, who went on to play college football at UConn, and now he's a member of the Buffalo Bills. Unfortunately for him, he's out for the season with some kind of heart ailment. He's on the IR, but here's a kid who always thinks Bulldog football as well. Coach Bruno was saying that before a big game against Notre Dame that UConn had, he got a phone call from Marcus the day of the game to say, hey, you guys got a big game today. He was thinking more about, well, just as much about the Bunnell Bulldog game as he was about UConn's game against Notre Dame. So it's Bulldog football is, you know, runs deep, the tradition, no doubt.
Well, the punt is going to be rolling for the Green Wave.
And another wide receiver they turned out of here, Mark Harrison, who's at Rutgers, who's having a terrific year and potentially has a big year. Well, is having a terrific career. He's going on to Rutgers. Slow start to his season this year, but if he's able to pick it up, big target, 6'4", and have a good year, he has potential to leave after his junior year.
It'll be first down.
Pick as well. And here's another Bunnell Bulldog who has flourished in this offense of Greg Bruno.
Well, the procedure penalty now will not do much because they'll decline that penalty and take the football over at their 23-yard line. And take over the football. New Milford trying to maybe tack on another touchdown before this one ends. And the screen, and this is A.J. McDonald. And this has been a pretty good looking running back. A.J. McDonald, 5'10", 170, a sophomore, big kid. And I like the way he runs the football. Kimball gets it out to him, Nick Kimball. Running the show now, the quarterback, and as John mentioned, a lot of the junior varsity, a lot of the reserves playing in this one, and I'm impressed by the talent and the depth on both sides. And this is Kimball trying to find some yardage. He gets across the 40, and John is going to work his way down to the sidelines, and he will have one of our Power Home Remodeling Player of the Games. And you can probably pick out the best quarterback in the ball game as one of them. Brian Castellot for Bunnell, and we're hoping that he'll be the guest of John after this ball game. He's had time to rest and catch his breath. He hasn't played the last portion of the third quarter and the entire fourth, but that hasn't stopped him from throwing 5 touchdown passes. New Milford with another first down, and they're on the move again. Kimball with the keeper. And you like the moxie of this kid and McDonald as well, and I think there's a future that's going to be pretty bright for these two. Don't forget, the starter, Connor Shanahan, is just a junior. Cam Bradshaw, another junior, at the receiver spot, and the ball loose. Kimball just falling on it. And somebody fell on him, and they've shaken him up a little bit. That was Najee Abraham falling on top of Kimball. About a half a minute to go. This might be the final play of the football game. Kimball gets it out. This is Tyler Clark. And he gets it inside the 35 of Bunnell. Will they call a timeout to stop? The clock will stop as they move the chains, and they'll probably get another playoff. Kimball showing off his arm for Clark, and it's right through his hands. 8.5 seconds to go. Another play coming for the Green Wave. One more opportunity. Try to put 6 on the board. New Milford will drop to 0-2. Bunnell Bulldogs will be 2-0. This pass incomplete. And that'll be the ball game. The Bunnell Bulldogs defeat New Milford tonight, 46-13. We'll come back with our players of the game. It's the high school football game of the week on MyTV9 and WTNH.com.